Hey everyone, today we have the new General Grievous battle damaged in the Gaming Greats line. We're going to take a look at this today and see if this is the same as the original mold or if there's anything different and just kind of compare and contrast the two. It's nice to see Grievous in a window box in the new Galaxy packaging, well new as of 2020, but previously we only had him released in the ugly red box. I was never a fan of those packages. We're going to do a comparison here, but I'm not going to go too in-depth onto the articulation and that sort of thing because there's already 100 reviews of this mold on YouTube. So far, he looks pretty good. It's a nice clean paint job, I have to say, and he actually does stand up straight out of the box, which is kind of surprising because this figure is notorious for being difficult to stand here. Looks like all of the joints are the same as the previous release. I'm afraid there isn't any updating here as far as I can tell. He still has those arms that kind of clip together with that little peg, and you can separate them so you can put him in his like four-armed position, which with the 4 lightsabers that are included, that's pretty much how you want to display him. And just be kind of careful with the joints. It's tough with droid figures to know what's a real joint and what's just a sculpted detail, so this little bit right above the tricep here is where the actual swivel is, and then he only has a little bit of an elbow joint there. There's no swivel at the elbow. Here's how the hands peg apart. And let's just skip ahead a little bit here. So I actually don't even bother displaying this Grievous on my shelf. I have the original release in a box, but I don't really, he takes up so much space on the shelf, and as you know, he just tends to fall, and with this wide wingspan, he's just going to take a lot of figures with him. I just don't care enough about the character in order to like deal with this. I wish I could say that this stood up a little bit better than the original release, but it's got the same points of articulation and it's going to give you the same issues. Of course, you can fix this with a flight stand of some sort, you know, and if you really want to have him on your shelf, you can eventually get him into a pose or just even lean him up on the back of your shelf. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's a cool character design. It's just kind of the nature of the character. It's just really difficult to make into a 12th scale action figure. Here's the original release. He did come with a cape, so that was kind of nice, and it was actually a pretty nice cape with a little bit of Velcro in the front. A little too thick in the front. I was testing here to see if the waist swivel was the same, and as far as I can tell, these are exactly the same mold. Bringing the two together here, you can see that there is a little bit of new battle damage on the new figure, but the older one actually looks a little bit more weathered, which is kind of funny that they released this new one as a quote-unquote battle damage like Battlefront version. So I'm sure it's a little bit more accurate to the game, but it just doesn't really look that different. So anyway, really quick review today, but I know everyone's just wondering like, is this the same sculpt or not? Yes, it is, and it's barely different. So it's really just a matter of getting General Grievous back out onto shelves. They sell these at GameStop stores, and GameStop's usually pretty good about keeping stuff in stock. So I'm happy to see Grievous back on the shelves. Could be a way for a lot of new collectors to get him or get into the line in the first place. The market here, of course, is not hardcore collectors. It's more for the casual fan that's just going to stumble upon him in a store. So let me know in the comments below if you'll be picking up this figure. If you own the original Grievous especially, I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. If you think this is enough of a difference in order to pick up two. It is nice to see him in the Galaxy packaging with the window box, but it's not enough of a sell for I think most of us to go ahead and pick this figure up. As always, thank you for watching. Here are some other videos from my channel that you might enjoy, and I'll see you next time.